You're doing a pullback buy. What you're training to do is pull back buy to such accuracy where it's like, okay, I have a PhD in pullbacks. Like that's basically what you're doing.
It all starts there, doesn't it? It all starts at the pullback buy.
Yes.
That's where it started for me two years ago, looking at the videos on YouTube and going, okay, pullback buy. Okay, I'm now a buying or selling pullback trader, a trend pullback trader. Sorry, that's what I'm going to do.
That's all it is. That's all it is. Which also means you got to have that one concept inside. That to do a trend pullback trade, if you do a pullback trade, if you're missing that first word, the pullback will not work. A trend needs to be there, otherwise a pullback, and if you train trend pullback, but the trend is not there, it won't work.
Yeah, as I found out, I think the last session or two that we did when I was playing in the middle of a range, wondering why my strong buy followed by a pullback wasn't buying again. It was actually ranging. It wasn't trending. It was funny. I'd gotten this far in my trading journey and still hadn't. I'd learned it, but on somewhere along the lines forgotten it and wasn't applying it. But as you say, the first thing you're looking for at the start of the day is the trend, isn't it? And that's obviously where Henning and Lucas's pairs to watch videos come in as well, because using the daily or the 240 chart, you can be kind of 2 or 3 days ahead of where you may enter your trade. You can see two or 3 days in advance, possibly, which pairs you should be looking at. I'll apply everything that we've learned that I've just mentioned. And obviously when I get confused, I'll replay the video. But certainly I'm back in the groove, so to speak. Results are there now, so.
Excellent trades. Everything I've seen so far, they're all good. Were these three main ones you wanted to discuss? Like, were these your best trades?
These were 4 trades that I earmarked. I didn't take too many trades, to be honest. There was 1 or 2 others, but they were kind of break-even trades. And
so overall positive then, in terms of performance?
3 weeks we've been gone, haven't we? And +7 this time. I will concede that a lot of it was on one of the trades, but I'm not going to knock a profit, because a profit's a profit at the end of the day.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I think you took the profits based on knowing what you're doing. It wasn't a fluke. So that's a gain. That's a win.
Yeah. So I suspect that I'll continue performing, particularly now as all we're doing is we're adding more to what is already a fairly solid kind of plan, shall we say.
I always have more to add, because I've done the pullback so extensively that it's like in my DNA now. So
I believe it, yeah.
There will always be more I can share, but there's always a time for it. So I think
there's a time. Yeah. And it's processing and understanding the information and then being able to execute on it. And all these things take time, of course. I think that once you've spent 10,000 hours on something, you can perhaps know everything, but I think I'm about 4,000 hours now into Forex. So, plenty more. But yeah, the number of trades has gone down drastically. I haven't got a lot here. Like, I think last time we spoke, I had like 12, This time I've only got the 4, and I suspect that next time it will be similar. I've really stopped messing around. When I got to doing my PAs, I got to 100. I decided, okay, I need to change something now. What do I change? Back then it was to take less trades, and then I got to 200. Okay, what am I changing? This time I'm at 300. Okay, now what am I changing? Because there's no point just doing the same thing. When I got to 295, I'm trying to think, what am I going to change this time? And I decided I'm just going to trade less. I'm going to manage my emotions, where if I've sat for this session or 2 or 3 or 4 sessions and I haven't taken a trade, I'm not going to start building the pressure on myself to take a trade, because there is no pressure. It's all imaginary. So I'm quite happy to sit here now and trade a lot less. I would say in the next year, I'd probably do less than 100 PAs, which will, and it's a massive swing from what I was doing, but it conserves my energy and keeps me fresh for when those opportunities are there, so you can jump on them. So that's it.
Congratulations on 300. That's a. I think you are definitely the leader when it comes to PAs.
Well, when I first started, Armin reached out to me and said, "Do them. They'll help you to learn faster. You know, it's a long journey, and you go through your ups and downs. But whenever you're frustrated, you can look back and say, well, I'm way better than I was 6 months ago. Okay, well, how did I get way better? And then you go, oh, well, I was doing PAs like I was told to. So it does work. You know, it doesn't take long. And sometimes you do it immediately after the trade, and you can watch it back and you can hear the emotion in your voice. But just do it, you know. I would assume that I've made twice as much progress in the last year than what I would have without doing them, because you're getting that information back into your brain, and you're talking it, and you're even sometimes doing the PA, you're working it out, and you're spotting things, you know, that it's like you're getting to take that trade all over again with no risk, and picking up more. It's a fantastic system. So I won't get to 1,000 anytime soon, but I think for the next year, it would definitely be less than 100. I would say, for sure. I see the guys coming through, new people coming into the group. I can see them all going for it. And partly why I sit and talk about this is for those guys, I know they're watching. I heard one of them say, I've not had time to do my PAs. I thought, well, you should be doing your PAs. You shall remain nameless, but do them, because I'm just a regular person with no, you know, we've got some guys here who are just magicians. I can see them. They're just amazing. We've got these amazing brains. They were born to trade. And then there's just regular people, myself included, who can still do this, but it takes a little bit longer. But by doing the PAs, you get a chance to succeed, because most of them give up. I've seen lots of people come and go already in a year.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
So I suspect that a lot of them have just kind of given up, you know.
Yeah, Forex it's enticing, right? Forex, the industry is like, maybe I'm just missing some information, but maybe you have the information. We have it, everything here. It's just, you just gotta do it a little bit and then teach yourself what you did wrong, work on it a little bit. It's not so difficult, but it's work that's involved to do it. That's what scares people.
It's the work, yeah. And you know what? I was thinking about it a few days ago. It's like any job where experience counts for more than just about anything. And you've got to get that experience, because like you say, it's very enticing, especially watching somebody do it and be successful. And you think, well, I've got the same screen as those guys. I've got trading now. I should be able to do it because I've got the same indicators. But it's like doing a 2-year apprenticeship to become a tradesman, or as you say, a doctor or whatever. You that over that course of time, you're building up so much experience. And then of course we're trading live, aren't we, as well? We're actually doing it. We're not like a doctor where you have to train for 7 years before cutting open a body. We're allowed to put our money in the markets on day one, which is, you know, it's one of the only industries in the world where you can start playing against the big boys immediately. Most other professions, you have to train first before you're allowed to touch anything. It's why we have to be very careful. And as you say, demo accounts for as long as it takes. But experience is key for sure. I can say that now. I feel like I'm experienced enough to say that. Yeah,
and we have a lot of folks who are in the elite now who are catching up to, like, let's say, a year now. I can see their progress is getting a lot higher too. In fact, a lot of them, when they email us, they mention your PAs. They're like, watching your PA and our trainings that we do together, it's like it really helps them. You know, like you said, there are some magicians in here in the elite community, but most resonate with you, where they're like, I'm more like a Paul. Like, I gotta get down, get my hands dirty, figure it out, and then I feel good. You know, like I'm getting further. I feel good, and it's that good discipline.
That's the whole part. That's the whole ethos of what you've built, isn't it? That's what you want people to get that inspiration. Because sat here without having the elite community on my screen, it would be a different ball game completely. And your chances of success are about 10% of what they are with the community. But for anybody who's benefiting from these videos, as I had watching Dewi and Henning and Beatrice, and I forget the other names off the top of my head, but I've watched them all and benefit greatly. But what I would say to anyone who feels like they're benefiting is, if you do your PAs consistently, you'll get the phone call one day or the email saying, do you want to do the videos? And the progress that I've made from actually doing these is much greater than watching someone else. I'm not saying they're not powerful, because they were very powerful, but doing this is more powerful. I can definitely say that. So if anyone wants to get on the thing and do it themselves, it's huge advantage. And it's just a case of doing PAs, isn't it? You don't have to be getting 100 hour.
Yeah, exactly. And it's something the way I made this program up is, hey, just when you come into the Elite, the first thing to say is just do your PAs. And if you do your PAs, there's a reward system of, you can do a one-on-one with me at no cost. Like I don't know, it's almost like a gold bar giveaway. It doesn't get any better than that. And it's in your own benefit. So, hopefully seeing how your progress has been, I think a lot of them will get inspired. They already are.
Yeah, I hope so. I really do. It's a huge benefit, as you say, financially speaking. It's massive. Pays for your Elite community, more than one time. So yeah, it's great. It's brilliant. And I don't feel overwhelming pressure as I used to. I'm confident to get in there now, and I feel like I'm a kind of a more of a senior type of person within the group, and that I can do it consistently and get involved with the trades, and do it live. And yeah, it's great. I think I've said all I want to say. It's just I'm kind of not euphoric, but I feel very satisfied and pleased with how it's gone, because it's a long road, isn't it? It's a lot of work, and you doubt yourself very often.
It's not hard, right? It's easy. It's actually easy. It just looks complicated from the outside, but it's actually not a lot. It's actually quite easy.
Yeah, and you know what? You can apply that to yourself and say, am I making this too hard for myself? Because Naveen says it's easy, so why am I looking at pound 5-minute correlation, USD 5-minute correlation, and trying to work it all out? What? I'm trading the 60, so why am I looking at all that,
Yeah.
So you strip a few levels off and you make it easier on yourself. And as you say, then it's easy compared to what you think. Yeah. So it's, so I think we've covered everything. Yeah. I didn't have anything else to cover. There wasn't anything more on there. So
we'll give it a couple of weeks, get you some more trades in, and we'll catch up again.
Yeah. I'll see if I can hit, as last time, I'll challenge myself to now apply that thinking to this and see if we can really move it on another level by next time.
Okay. Yeah, sounds good. Thanks then for coming onto the call, and I'll see you in a few weeks.
Brilliant. Thanks a lot, Naveen. Speak to you soon.
Cheers, buddy.
Bye now.
Cheers. Bye-bye.